the median salary for a train driver is £59,000, compared with £31,000 for a nurse and £21,000 for a care worker. £59,000. Let that sink in for a minute. Now, I would imagine that most of you on hearing that are currently writing a resignation letter for whatever job you have and applying to become a train driver. Because if you're getting almost 60 grand to drive a train, then why the fuck are we no all driving trains? And before somebody starts going, oh, but Gibble, it's quite a highly complex job. Is it? Is it? You're on a fucking track. You're only going two ways. You're going forwards or you're going back. That's it. You're not going anywhere else. You're not driving an Arctic lorry. You're no fucking reversing down tiny wee side streets. Right? We've all seen those videos of the wind turbines getting taken up the hill and going, in the name of God, isn't that absolutely impressive? It is. Driving a train? Not very. Most of you have seen the wee train guy. Can we have some towns, please? We've all seen the videos. Train drivers hanging out, one arm burnt to a crisp. Right? It's not the old days. It's not the day of steam engines. You're not sitting in there making a fried egg sandwich on the fucking heat that's coming off your engine. You're not sitting shoveling coal all day, gasping in lumps of coal into your lungs, dying in your fucking mid-30s. You're sitting, I imagine, in a modern cab. I imagine in quite a comfortable seat. And I imagine for a period of time that probably isn't really that long, because everything's all unionised within transport. So they probably can't have you working for more than 15 minutes at a time without having to get a cup of tea and a fucking line of coke to keep you going. And you're getting £59,000 a year. £1,000. 59 grand to drive a fucking train. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to drive trains. 59 grand. See if I was a nurse. See if I was a good nurse. Not a shite nurse, right? Because, again, we've got to stop that as well. I know we were all clapping for the NHS. It was at a time we were weak, right? We were caught up in a frenzy. We were all out clapping their balcony. But let's just be honest, cards on the table. There's a lot of fucking shit nurses out there, right? A lot of shit nurses, okay? If anybody's ever been lucky to have grandparents in their life, I imagine at some point you've had to take them to the hospital and you've probably visited them, soaked in their own piss, sitting on a bench in the hallway. So let's just back off the NHS for a second and just all admit, okay? We can still support the NHS, we can still support nurses and doctors, but we can also say, no, everybody's a fucking good egg. There's some cunts in there, alright? But if I was a decent nurse, if I was a good nurse, you know, knocking my pan in during COVID, saving the planet, saving the fucking country, and I'm on 31 grand a year, which is still a good salary. And I find out that a train driver is getting almost double what I'm earning. I'm fucking chucking that job tomorrow and I'm going to drive trains. Because I can tell you right now, driving a train, I would argue, is far less stressful than being a bloody nurse. And maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should just say to everybody in transport, fuck off then. We want a pay rise because £59,000, we can't live on that. We can't live on £59,000 a year. I'm in a 3-bed council house in Castlemilk. I'm paying £310 a month for my housing benefits, right? And I can't afford to live on 60 grand a year. Well, do you know what, mate? You're fired. Fuck off. And we'll get a nurse in. We'll retrain a nurse, right? We'll send them a DVD in the post. They'll watch that for 10 minutes. That fucking button makes you go forward. That button makes you go back. There's the brakes. When you see a station, stop. That's it. Don't smoke in the cab. If anybody's on the tracks, you speed up 10 mile an hour and make sure you flatten them, right? In fact, it's an even better idea. Because how many times have we been going to get a train and it's delayed because some fucker stood in front of the tracks and got blasted to bits, right? So we retrain nurses to be train drivers. So they can just look at the cab and go, it's decapitated, there's nothing we can do, fucking plough on. Right? They can use their previous training to impact the current position that we put them in. So they just keep blasting on. And the train's maybe a couple of minutes late instead of being half an hour late because some brave soldier put his forehead on the tracks. Right? And also, I'll tell you this. See all this fucking people in transport going, we're constantly abused on a daily basis. See if you put nurses in there, ex-nurses, and they had to absorb the same level of abuse, they'd be smiling. They'd be smiling. You could interview them after 6 months going, listen, we'd just like to talk about the level of abuse that you receive in your job. Going, abuse? Son, I was a nurse for 25 years. You think this is abuse? You think this is abuse? Get the nurses in there. Get the train drivers. Get the conductors to fuck.